one team, multiple backlogs. What is this? This is Taiga. When you have one team that is not really allocated to one project, there are like several projects, each of them distinct enough to have like their own identity, but at the same time, not so much as they deserve different Taiga instances, different Taiga projects. So what I typically suggest is that you go to settings, you go to modules, you activate Scrum, the Scrum module, also issues, why not, and epics. I just put here 10 sprints and 120 story points. This is all optional, but they look fine. And what you do is basically you have tags and sprints tagged basically based on the projects themselves. So this is the burn down. So you can see that we have P1, P2, P3. All these are tags that basically assign the user story to a particular project or a particular backlog, right? You can always use the filters and just say, okay, I have this one saved, by the way, which is the P1 tag, and you just iterate through this. So the backlog is filtered easily. You can get this one, and you can use the this nice navigation through your filter. This actually works everywhere in Taiga. Any filter that you have applied, the moment you go into one item, you can just circle over that selected list. So this is convenient. If you belong to one of such sub-projects, you just have your own custom filters and your backlog looks exactly the way you want. I'm going to click here. Now I use the tag, but there's also something interesting. If you activate the epics module, why not have listed under the epic user stories named here as projects? So epic is quite a vague term. Here we are using them as the project container, all the user stories that belong to that. So again, you could also filter your backlog containing multiple user stories belonging to multiple projects using the epic filter. You can do exclude, include, whatever you want. Here you can see that we have that option too. It's really up to you. However, you want to filter this. You see I've used some status here like ready. Typically, you know, the higher in the backlog, the different the status should look like. And then we have this this sprints. And these sprints would be just sprints for the project. So each team would have their own, you know, sprint task board burn down, their user stories, their different tasks, assigned, you know, storyless tasks, even some issues linked to the sprint, which essentially reflects the current status of the project. Some people ask us, and you can see the progress bar, you know, the same for the other two projects. So you have 3 open sprints at any given time. Some people sometimes ask, shall I just reuse this all the time? I don't think this is a good idea for this setup. I would suggest that you create these triplets of sprints, and you just go for, you know, from 1 to 2 to 3. And of course, the dates themselves, you can do it like an overlap or not. This is up to you. So this is convenient for visibility and basically for visibility. But there's also important in terms of capacity, because if you have one team that has to do 3 projects, you probably want to use our very convenient points per role, which is basically telling you for the different roles assigned to a project, a Taiga project, how many points there are assigned in this particular sprint. So you can have a very quickly in just one Taiga project, you can see if that capacity is well used, whether you're using points for value or allocated time that you can put. That's up to you. You can use it there. By the way, you can just go here and in permissions you can set your different roles, okay? And then under members, you just put everyone under their role. This would be a much longer list. Issues. This again, why not have issues linked to the projects? And of course, you could just go for this one. and link it to any sprint like this one, and then you can go to the belonging sprints and find it here. Okay, in this case I made a mistake because this is the tag is not happy with what I've done. All right, so one last thing before I get some questions is, and then go to the next setup, is this iocine doses. Please, do enjoy these little jokes that we have here. Iocine doses means, just based on the Princess Bride book and film, iocine as the fictional poison. You can get immune if you take small doses. This is basically a way for Taiga to show as a Taiga member that you are overstretched, but in a way that is okay to say. So you can see that's happening here. There's a little poison icon here. So you can also check per sprint or per project exactly how much the team is suffering.